Conor McGregor just got hit with another sexual assault lawsuit. Yes, another one. We just talked about at the end of last year, Conor McGregor going through a long, drawn out, back and forth lawsuit with Nikita Han in Ireland, okay? And we thought maybe that was the end of it, right? And we are now here with another incident that took place 2 years ago. We actually covered it at the time on the channel, and we're going to, recover it because now it has gotten even more intense. There's an update. A judge is allowing this lawsuit to go through. So this is some big news. We're actually going to read this eventually, but I want to recap to you guys what happened because I understand a lot of people might not even know what I'm talking about. How is Conor McGregor once again in trouble? This video is sponsored by Cloudbet, but more on them later. So this incident with Conor McGregor took place June 9th, 2023. This was the night, if you guys recall, that Conor McGregor punched that mascot at that basketball games. It was in Miami at the Kaseya Center, and Conor McGregor was a VIP there. Apparently, he kept drinking. They kept, the arena kept offering drinks to Conor. Conor getting crazy drunk. I mean, you guys have seen the videos from that night, so I'm pretty sure you guys know. Then allegedly was talking to a woman. They were getting along, and right as they were about to leave, apparently someone grabbed this woman and said, "Conor wants to talk to you. You have to come with me." Grabbed the woman to the men's bathroom, forced her in the men's bathroom, and that is where Conor McGregor allegedly sexually assaulted her. Apparently, forced her to give him oral sex, pushed her against the wall, guys. I mean, the report itself is pretty brutal. We're actually going to read what this report says because it is disturbing. As I said, there is a lot of disturbing details with this new case, and there's a lot of disturbing details with the last Nikita Han case because, as many people said before, people were like, okay, Conor McGregor, innocent until proven guilty. Let's not jump to conclusions. Well, when it's becoming a thing of a pattern, I mean, I know this is 2, but if there's, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's like at a certain point, it's like, how are we going to deny what's true, what's not? You know what I mean? This is not a good look no matter how you look at it. If you're a guy with multiple sexual assault lawsuits, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I've had 0. You know what I'm trying to say? I've had 0 sexual assault lawsuits, so I think that's pretty normal. She left, and 2 days later, she filed with the police. This was actually talked about at the time. I talked about it at the time. I covered it at the time. And the woman reported it to the police, but in October 2023, the police in Miami, the prosecutors decided, hey, there was not enough evidence to actually, criminally try Conor McGregor, similar to the Nikita Han situation. A little over a year later, Jane Doe, the woman who allegedly got sexually assaulted by Conor McGregor because she has not revealed her identity, and this is something we see pretty common in sexual assault lawsuits, especially against famous people. We saw it against recently Diddy. We've seen it recently against Jay-Z. A lot of people, they sue their, I guess, what is it, offender, the sexual offender, and do it under a no name because there's so much spotlight. I mean, also keep in mind this, if you put your name out there, people are going to do so much digging. The Conor McGregor fans are going to absolutely probably destroy her online, trying to find holes in her story, trying to find, out of context clips maybe where she doesn't look the best, because as I've said, it's pretty common in these sexual assault lawsuits. We start to judge, if the victim's perfect, if we have to have a perfect victim for the crime. That's not always the case. The lawsuit also names the Miami Heat and the Kaseya Center staff for gross negligence for constantly serving Conor McGregor alcohol, I guess, for letting this incident get as out of hand as it did. And the good news for this Jane Doe, the good news for this victim, and the bad news for Conor McGregor is that the judge announced that he's moving forward with this case. So it looks like that we might have another trial with Conor McGregor in the United States this time, though. It is not going to be in Ireland. It is going to be in the United States. But before we get into the actual details, guys, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Cloudbet, one of the best crypto casinos online right now. I bet on UFC Abu Dhabi, guys. Let's break down my picks because I'm excited for this card. Yes, we got to thank Cloudbet because now I have a proper excuse to break down UFC Abu Dhabi, a card that I'm really excited for, a stack card. This is a really good main event. I like this as a number 1 contenders fight. This is Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder, and very close odds. I'm surprised to see Reinier de Ridder to be an underdog. Seeing Robert Whittaker, he's fought a lot and he's been up the hill. Reinier de Ridder is a new fighter in the UFC. Obviously, he's fought in ONE FC before, and so you got to consider that. But I think that he's been on such a tear lately. I don't usually rate Bo Nickel, so I don't even think the Bo Nickel win is all that good. But I think some of his wins before have been good. You know what I mean? And even the Bo Nickel win itself was good. I mean, I think he's really shown how diverse he is. He's really good on the ground. Destroyed Kevin Holland on the ground. That's who I was thinking of. I was trying to remember who exactly did he destroy on the ground, which is why I love Cloudbet, because you could look here, boom, here's his resume. Once he left ONE, UFC, fought Gerald Meerschaert, Kevin Holland. So that's why that's so useful. I'm going to pick Robert Whittaker. I think he could definitely defend the takedowns enough And I think that he could keep it on the feet. I think he's going to keep with the bounciness. I think he's going to use his footwork and just win a decision. I think that Renato Ritter, he is looking very good. He's looking really strong, but I think Robert Whittaker is just not that matchup for him. Guys, I am pretty confident in this, so I'm going to bet $20, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, who do you guys think is going to win UFC Abu Dhabi? I am so excited for the card. It is taking place tomorrow. And yeah, let's get back into the rest of the video. Okay, guys, so let's read this. It says, on July 11, 2023, the victim walked into the city of Miami police station to report she was a victim of sexual assault at the Kaseya Center during a Heat game on June 9, 2023. So it says, during the recorded interview, the victim went into more detail about how prior to going into the men's restroom with the subject, she was dancing with him and he seemed really into her. The subject asked the police to go back to 4 seasons with him, and she responded, okay. The victim then explained how she sat down to urinate, at which point the subject tried to penetrate her mouth with his erect penis. The victim stated she told him to stop. The victim was able to get up, and the subject forced her against a wall. The following witnesses were interviewed by detectives. So a bathroom attendant provided a statement on August 29th. The interview was in Spanish, but a Spanish-speaking assistant helped translate. The bathroom attendant was inside the bathroom when the rape allegedly occurred. He remembered the subject and the victim coming into the restroom and going into the same stall. Another female came into the restroom with the victim and subject, but did not go into the stall. The bathroom attendant stated the subject and the victim were in the stall for approximately 10 minutes, maybe less. While the subject and the victim were in the stall, the bathroom attendant did not hear any signs of distress or sounds that could corroborate that whatever was occurring was not consensual, which Conor McGregor, I'm sure, this is going to be very useful for him in a civil lawsuit. I mean, to pull up this guy to say, look, I was in the room and I didn't hear any commotion going on in a bathroom stall, that's a big sign. Finally, detectives interviewed the victim's friend who was with her on the night of the incident. On the night of the incident, the victim called the friend and wanted to go to the Heat game but did not have tickets, so they decided to go courtside club. The subject initiated contact with the victim, and she and the victim were invited into his VIP section. While waiting, she did not hear anything out of the ordinary. The friend did not hear any sign of struggle. When the victim exited, she did not tell her friend anything that happened. The friend and the victim stayed the rest of the night. On the way home, the victim did not say anything about being sexually assaulted and even called her mother to tell that she had met Conor McGregor, which is not a good thing to hear if you're this woman that's suing Conor McGregor. To have someone have said this on the record is not good. The victim did say something about being willing to have sex with the subject at the Four Seasons Hotel, but not in a bathroom. The next day, the victim sent a text to the friend with their bill to split saying, had fun last night. Again, the victim did not mention any sexual assault. So apparently on June 10th, she texted her friend, oh, had a good time, all this. Next day, filed sexual assault. Not even a lawsuit, a criminal case at this point. So I don't know, guys. I mean, like I always say, there is not a perfect victim, and there is a lot of psychology behind of like why the victims act the way that they do. Obviously it's super traumatic, so a lot of times people will try to, kind of pretend like it doesn't happen. I mean, we've seen this with countless other cases. Look at Diddy, look at Epstein, look at all these sexual offenders. It might seem weird on paper, but it isn't actually all that out of the ordinary. One thing I think it is a little bit odd, I mean, calling your mom and saying you met Conor McGregor, I mean, I don't know, that now you're doing a little bit much here. I mean, I don't know. This isn't me saying that her claims are illegitimate, but I do think it's definitely likely she saw Conor McGregor lose the sexual assault lawsuit to Nikita Hanna and said, you know what, I had my own problems with Conor McGregor, I want to get compensation. So it really just determines, is she telling the truth or is she not telling the truth? That is something we're going to pay attention to, and we'll pay attention when the trial happens, because now they are going to be in discovery, doing depositions, and we're going to find out more info. Check out my last video where we talked about Justin Gaethje being a diva, refusing to fight Paddy Pimblett. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.